Hello everyone, my name is Anuj Kumar and I'm the head architect for open banking at Axway. Today, I'm going to talk briefly about what are the challenges banks faced in UK and Europe and what you need to do right to succeed in open banking ecosystem. Biggest challenge we have seen is time to market. The transformation we are talking about here, including the IT architecture overhaul, security concerns, which I will cover in a bit, and all the tiny pieces of technical implementation is not something which organizations can deliver in months. It's a humongous task of years, and that's where banks in UK and Europe struggled to get it right. To meet the deadlines, there were some trade-offs, and some banks ended up with poor developer experience and created a dev portal which just meet the regulatory guidelines. Another trade-off was API availability, and we saw issues around it because there was not enough performance testing before go live. In UK, in August 2021 alone, there were more than 10 million failed API calls. On top of that, when you have poor error handling, it makes really difficult for TPPs to provide the customer experience which open banking promises. So you should put yourself in TPP's shoes, and then you will better understand why it is important to have good, robust error handling and error responses. The next topic is security. And lack of clarification in regulation and API specifications is one of the biggest challenges we have seen in UK and Europe with respect to security. For instance, strong customer authentication, SCA, remains the central element in the open banking ecosystem, but we are yet to see it fully in action. Here in UK, deadline to implement SCA is further extended by 6 months because of ongoing challenges faced by the industry, mainly the banks. Apart from setting up SCA and other security requirements, there is always concern around fraud detection, liability, dispute management, etc. Then we have concern management, which is a complex topic, not because there are technological challenges, but the reason is that there is so much regulatory complexity. There are permissions involved, there is validity of consent depending on type of it, there is consent revocation and overall management, etc. Although to me, this complexity makes sense, especially with respect to payments, where we are talking about instant money movement. In Europe, where we saw PSD2, which you might already know is only a regulation, and API specifications came afterwards, like Berlin Group, which is currently used by about 75% of the banks in the European Union. The thing with regulations and specifications was that at the beginning, of course, there were contradictory instructions in the API specifications and regulation, which made it challenging for technical people like you and me to implement it. The next topic I really want to cover is dev portal, and it might not have that big of a role in terms of adhering to regulations apart from exposing the public APIs, but it plays a big role in the overall open banking landscape. This is the door of your organization, which third-party developers enters through. And it's really important that anyone accessing your portal has 3 things done right. Easy and clear onboarding instructions is one. And it is really important that TPP developers understand what to do when they come to your developer portal. The number 2 point is API documentation, including the security aspects of it. And number 3 is collaboration framework for feedback and discussions, which you can take back and then put it in your development framework. Some banks in Europe are doing great with their developer portal, but the ones who haven't focused on developer portal aspect are really missing on bearing the fruits of open banking. So in conclusion, I would say to succeed in open banking ecosystem, other than meeting the compliance, you need to take care of following. 1 is great developer experience. Number 2 is focus on performance. And number 3 is having a robust and future-ready integration points in your IT landscape. Thank you.